the big pharma concept, a big secret agenda that exists on Wikipedia and is plastered all over the internet. Now, I, for one, don't subscribe to this sinister big pharma idea. You often see throughout history that both sides of the narrative are controlled to cause activism. Now, you all know what propaganda looks like when you see it. And when you think about it, you go against pharmaceuticals and vaccines and all the rest of it, and you spend your life as some protester raging against the machine, full of anger and spite and bitterness and rage. Okay, all these toxic emotions. Okay, you spend a lifetime on the warpath filled with all these emotions, driving away anything important and becoming some protester. Okay, all these emotions are going to do more harm to you than any pharmaceutical pill or any vaccine you might have had throughout your life. So it's a sinister type boogeyman that's instilled on the psyche. Okay, and you need to fight against the establishment. That's why you see all this stuff. Okay, you become people like this. Meanwhile, you become so disillusioned with yourself. You think you're aware and awake, and what you are protesting against simply doesn't exist. And the outcome of this mythical being, what this mythical being is doing, isn't happening because nobody is dying in the streets from pharmaceuticals and vaccines or anything else. Some people need pharmaceuticals to get through trauma and different circumstances and situations throughout life. And I wouldn't say this is about money either, because money is nothing on the scale of things. Okay, you see the big pharma propaganda in the Orwellian type books with the taxation is theft, and okay, nobody cares if you don't pay tax or not. You can work as a contractor and not even pay tax. Okay, you pay your own tax, you don't even pay them, you don't do a tax return, you spend your life not paying tax. Simple. Somehow, miraculously, you get caught out, you get a tax bill that you don't even have to pay either. You don't end up in jail. Okay. Crocodile Dundee appears on mainstream television as a tax fraud, alright. Nobody cares about the little guys out there that are ripping off the system, alright? And nobody is out there to profit. Not as far as I can see. It's not some big secret. It's like all this idea, like you see the Joel Osteen stuff. Look how many mansions he has, and this is all the result of stupid people. You need to be jealous of him, alright? A sinister type boogeyman that's cheating you and robbing you and fucking you, and you needed to be aggravated and antagonized all the time. So, yeah, I'm simply not buying this. Along with the chemtrails and similar conspiracies, they also exist on Wikipedia. To give them exposure, to make people believe in this kind of stuff. I remember going to a doctor's office years ago as I was getting some benzos, for reasons I won't get into, but in order to get them, I had to make out I was on an antidepressant. And the doctor when I mentioned the antidepressant I was taking, he said, "Why are you on pre-ejaculation tablets?" And he went on to tell me that that's what the actual antidepressant was, as are most of them that suppress people's sex drive. Okay, the outcome of them is often just in the side effects. So yeah, I don't care for this kind of stuff. As I said, both sides are the narrative. Of the narrative are controlled. And yeah, I don't believe anything in the world is really about money. And ignorance is truly bliss. And one would be better off just turning a blind eye and living their life and not being disillusioned with themselves and thinking that you know all this secret information. Okay, where did you find out all this top secret information? Oh, I read it on Wikipedia. Literally. So you read it like just there. This big secret exposure, like, that just comes up when you type in big pharma. Now you see how ridiculous this whole thing is. And it reminds me of the Jews propaganda as well. Okay, when you're into right-wing type politics, you often see the evil Jews, and it's very similar. So no boogeymen and monsters believing here.